Who's listening, Allan really turns himself up to 11 when he's being live, and it was a pleasure for me. A real break. It was
all right. Well, people, good on you. People are beginning to get across, I think, saying, "Well, we never went." Well, you can if you want. Is all I can say to that. I'll do another one quite soon. It'll be for a different charity. In fact, I've said on this programme before, if you live near a theatre, a small theatre, 200 and thereabouts, and you would like me to come along and do the show there, anywhere really in Lancashire or Greater Manchester, then I'm more than happy to do so. And you know, the profit from the show, which is what I would normally get, but the profit for the show will go to the charity that you have in mind, providing it's a registered charity and all that other nonsense. There we are. How do Shafiq?
Mother Mary #1.
Indeed.
Happy Easter, my friend.
Thank you.
My friend, I'm talking about the God Messenger, Jesus Christ. We Muslim people knowing, you know, even I seen my real life in the Medina in Saudi Arabia in 2003, near to Muhammad, empty grave for Jesus Christ. If Jesus Christ coming, that means the most honor is Jesus Christ, and where is the God out in Makkah, Saudi Arabia, his honor of the mosque is well. So what is the mean? God Messenger not rich, not poor. How? After God Messenger, we must be thinking, after God Messenger, who gonna taking over the whole mosque in this world? Who gonna taking over this kingdom in this year? When Jesus Christ coming, he automatically king of world. And his partner, his wife is the queen of this year. Automatically, he's the king of no any messenger coming anymore in this year. Jesus Christ come back here third time again. So who will taking over? Messenger no rich, no poor. But we must thinking what's after him, who will taking over the kingdom this year. Thank you.
My pleasure. 0800 218 222. I could take over the kingdom. I'm not busy. I'm only here 12 hours a week. How do Charles?
hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, well that's quite ironic that what I'm about to say follows that call, but
And that's a first.
it was good.
Go on.
It was good timing. I don't usually call these phone-ins, but I thought after what I'd seen this evening, I thought I'd better kind of express my point of view, because I thought it was quite a valid point.
Okay.
The point that I'm making is I went into a local supermarket today in a busy town centre, one of the local small supermarkets, and I was buying some beers to take home for the evening. And I took the beers to the checkout, as you do, and I put them on the thing, and the fella said, "Sorry, I can't serve you." I said, "Okay, why?" He said, "It's against my religion." And that's okay. That's fine. What I said to him was, I hate cauliflower. It's one of the worst things that I can have on a plate. However, if you brought that to me, I'd still serve it to you, because it doesn't really matter if you buy it or not. And he said, "Well, that's not your religion, is it?" And I said, "Well, it shouldn't matter if it's my religion. It's my choice to decide whether I like or dislike cauliflower. Just it's your choice to decide if you dislike or like alcohol." So what this made me feel like, I understand why he's doing this, but it made me feel a tad discriminated against, because I felt a bit like a criminal buying alcohol in a shop when I don't think I should really. I just wanted to express that thought and see what you thought about that, really.
Well, I have very mixed feelings. First of all, there is no obligation on a shop to sell you stuff, none whatsoever. They cannot refuse to sell you stuff on the grounds of your race, your creed, or your gender or sexuality. They can't do that.
Sure.
However, they can say, "I don't do that." Now, my next thought on it is that if I was running a supermarket, I would say that the people who are there to take the money and deliver the goods, as it were,
Yeah.
I would say that, as far as I can see, they either do the whole job or they work elsewhere in the supermarket.
That's what I thought. I mean, I rang Sainsbury's this evening. I don't normally complain or do this sort of thing, but this really kind of struck a chord with me. So I rang Sainsbury's, and I rang the supermarket, and they almost agreed. And it's right that the person serving should perhaps be doing a different job to serving the public, because it did make me feel as though I was doing something wrong. And I don't think...
just imagine if you went into a kosher shop, they wouldn't serve you pork because they don't have it on sale.
Of course. Yeah.
But if you went into a supermarket owned by somebody who was kosher, and the supermarket had pork on sale because they're serving their customers, then as far as I can see, then all the people engaged in that job should do it. And the same with alcohol, and the same with others. Now, the supermarket you named, and we're not going to do that again, but the supermarket...
I apologise, yeah.
No, don't worry. They are entitled to decide, the company that is, because the shop you rang, the local shop, that's just obeying company policy. But if company policy is that we allow people on the checkout to avoid serving people with whatever, pork is one that springs to mind, alcohol is another, then there should be a notice on the checkout saying this checkout does not deal with alcohol.
That's a great idea. Maybe a designated one where people who can't do that can do that. But
exactly.
I think to be made to wait and say, excuse me, can I get I'm going to get my colleague just so I can serve you. It's not a great service, I think, and I think that needs to be sort of looked at a little bit more in depth.
Well, they will have made a company policy decision that they are entitled to make, and anyone that feels as you do can just say, well, I will not shop there again because I don't want to be made to wait, and I don't want to be made to feel uncomfortable. And so, and if you write to the head office and say, this is the reason I will no longer be shopping in your supermarket, and if everybody had the same point of view, or a few hundred did, then they might rethink their policy.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But as I say, the shop are entitled to do it. The local manager or manageress will probably be given a set of instructions that he or she has to obey, and that might be part of it.
Yeah, so I think it's definitely food for thought on this subject.
Well, drink for thought, I think you'll have to chat. Drink too much, you have no thoughts at all.
Well, that's it. And there are reasons why he doesn't like alcohol, because it is a bad thing in too great quantities to have, and I understand that. That's fine, but it still can be had by people that can have the discipline.
Yes, I mean, the person on the checkout is entitled to his position.
Yeah.
It is then his ability to have the restriction that you describe is more about his relationship with his employer than it is with you.
Yes,
because his employer,
yeah.
You're not buying off him, you're buying off the supermarket, and the supermarket is entitled to say to you, we will not serve you, we choose not to, because they don't have any obligation.
They can refuse service to anybody for anything, yeah.
Well, for most reasons. There are some limitations by specific act, but I agree with you that there should at least be a notification saying this till does not sell alcohol.
Yeah, and I've heard a few different examples of different people having similar problems to me in recent past. Now, I just thought if I can give this input, and that's all I've got to say really. I mean, I could go further into it, but it would no. That's enough said, I think.
Cheers. Thank you very much, Charles. What do you think? If we're talking about, Joe Bloke with the, what do they call them, what the Americans call the moms and pops store, if you go into a shop that is owned by somebody who has particular rules about what they will not sell, then it is up to them to not sell it. That's their privilege. They are entitled. They may also not like serving you or me for a reason that only they know, and that's fine. But with a large supermarket, surely anyone working on the till ought to be able to serve all the wares. And if not, then there should be some way of distinct. There are 5 checkouts open. I don't want to get in a queue and then at the end of the queue find out that he's not going to serve me. He's going to step away and somebody else is going to do it. That's just clumsy. I'll do Bill.